mailing lists. They are the buzzword of the moment. We know that we use social media and various different things to market to people, but the real power in your marketing strategy is in your mailing list and the data that you have control of that you can market to. So there's a few things around this. I just wanted to talk that through with you. So one of them is unsubscribes. Obviously we have to have on emails now that you need to be able to unsubscribe, don't you?
Right.
But some people do mail merges from, say, Outlook, and you get the email through and you can clearly see that's been sent to lots of people. So that's another one. Their emails are being included in the email.
That's a no-no.
And also there's no link to unsubscribe.
Yes, well, they're both no-nos. So there always needs to be an unsubscribe link, and nobody should be doing a mail blast where everybody else's email is on there as well. Really bad, you get that on Gmail and Hotmail quite a lot. So less so on Outlook, but it still happens from time to time. Technically, that's a bit of a breach, because you could conceivably go in and contact loads of other people, in a negative way, and that's just not allowed. So any email marketing, carry on as normal. You don't need to do anything proactive to get people off your marketing list.
So this is now moving into current subscribers.
Yes.
So they're already on your list. You're already marketing to them.
Carry on.
Do nothing. You don't need to do anything.
Do nothing.
Nothing.
But they still need the right to be able to unsubscribe at any time, of course. So you don't need to do anything now. After the 25th of May, again, you need to continue. So you need to confirm that they've got consent to receive the email, and they have the right to opt out of receiving that email at any time. You cannot leave off the unsubscribe. If you do that and somebody complains because they don't know how to get themselves removed from a marketing list, that's leaving you susceptible to a complaint to the ICO and an unnecessary and uninvited intrusion by the regulatory authority. And you don't need it, because it takes up a lot of time and detracts from your objective.
So one of the things that a lot of people are doing at the moment, I've already had at least 2 or 3 through in the last week, saying, hi, you're on my mailing list, GDPR's coming in, can you just, I just wanted to double check that you were happy to continue receiving marketing from me. If so, just don't do anything or click here to do something.
No, you don't need to do that. So
I thought that I've seen some companies, including Honda, that did that and got fined £25,000 for sending it out because it was unsolicited.
It's unsolicited, right?
Yeah.
But you don't need to do that. If they're legally on and you've got a marketing list, you've got consent to market to them, that's fine. You don't need to go and get them to re-opt in. I think that's the whole idea, is that some people are trying to refresh, renew and update marketing lists and have a bit of a clear out.
Or just get proof.
Yes.
By doing like the double opt-in I think what it is, it's more that they're trying to get some sort of validation for GDPR that someone has chosen to opt in.
It's unnecessary to do that. I mean, so if you've got the legitimate permission from the data subject in the first place to contact them, you don't need to do anything else.
But even if it might be they might have bought something from you, it might not be that they've ticked, but they're on the list and they've not unsubscribed yet. But even so, with all of that, it's a clean slate up to the 25th of May.
Correct.
So we don't need to do anything with our current data, we just carry on as we're already doing.
Yep, the law is the law. From the 25th of May it changes.
Yeah.
But before then you don't need to change
So
it.
all our current data, anything up to the 25th of May
Right.
is happy days, do with it as you will.
Yes.
So for new subscribers, when people are opting in, so for example, sometimes very often in fact, you buy something from a website and you automatically get added to a newsletter off the back of that.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Is that not okay? Do they need to tick a box?
If they tick a box, for example. So it's affirmative action from the data subject. You cannot imply consent. So this was technically called a soft opt-in. Have a pre-filled tick box. That's a no-no. Can't do that anymore. Okay, so you can invite them to receive your newsletter. You can invite them to receive offers, promotions or newsletters from third-party companies that they feel you might be interested in. But to do that, you need to have a affirmative action, which is a tick box.
Or a double opt-in.
Or a double opt-in. Yes, exactly that. Or if you're phoning up and they're doing something through the phone, again, affirmative action is pressing 1 on the IVR or whatever it may be.
If you, for example, I've got customers buying from me, and then once they buy, they get an email of like a week later to just double check in that everything's okay. Mm-hmm. that presumably you would need to have you'd need to have a tick that they'd be okay to be contacted on that, because it's essential.
Part of the order.
It's a check-in rather than a confirmation. It's not essential order related information.
I think you'd be okay with that, to be honest. I think you'd be okay with that. If it's so soon after an order's been placed and been processed, I think that's absolutely fine.
So if you had, so going back to the shop thing, so a lot of people, myself included, you have the shop, the order gets processed, it goes through to your CRM system,
Yeah.
which does other wizardry. With that in place, would it work then that once they'd ordered, they would be sent a double opt-in email to say, thanks for buying, if you'd like to receive information, just click here and we'll add you to the mailing list.
Yeah, that would be very good.
And that would cover you.
Yeah, that would be good practice.
That's it really, isn't it?
Yes.
So from the 25th of May, you have to, with new subscribers, with freebies, with all of that. So if they've clicked to download your freebie, do you have to have a double opt-in?
If it's freebie, no.
Do you know what I mean? If
yes,
you like with the mailing list, obviously in Canada, I think you have to have double opt-in, don't you? So a lot of people started doing that.
Canada is double opt-in for everything.
So some people, for example, you might go to a third-party website, and now you've got chatbots as well on Facebook. So you go to a chatbot and you get your PDF sent straight over to you.
Yeah.
So if you've filled in that form but you've not ticked that you want to be added to the mailing list, are you still okay to be added to the mailing list? Because if it says above it, by filling in this form, you will be added to a mailing list.
So I think it's still considered a valid consent period. So you're within 28 days of communication anyway. So if you were to follow up 7, 10, 14, 21 days afterwards saying, inviting you to take part in a mailing, or be included as part of a mailing list, I think that would be fine. If you hit them again 3 months later and there was no other communication in between, might be a different matter.
That comes back to doing regular email marketing, doesn't it?
It does, yes.
More so though, the fact that, can you do it so that it just says if you fit, so because often with a freebie you've got put your name and your email address and click submit, we'll send you your freebie.
Yeah.
And you either get it emailed to you or you get it as a link. Now some do double opt-in, some don't.
Yeah.
Do you have to physically get them to tick the box to say, if I fill in this box and put my name and email address below, I am consenting to be added to a mailing list?
That's the preferred method. It needs to be affirmative action. There can be other affirmative actions as well, like PIN code verification. So it's so what happens there, you tick to get your freebie purchase, and then you can send another link again saying, I've just got an order from you, to confirm it's you, enter this PIN. Do you see what I mean? So that forms as part of a double opt-in again there. Or a captcha. On a website, you see in the captcha.
Recapture?
Yeah.
Is that part of an opt-in?
Yeah, sort of. So you can turn that into like an opt-in, tick the images which has got a road sign on it.
Yeah.
Or a tree, or whatever. You get the idea. Click on that, and then that shows that it's not a bot. That's accessing you and using your website as a data farm.
So you don't have to have double opt-in, you just have to have consent.
Yeah.
But it's good practice to do double opt-in if you can.
It's best practice to do that, yeah.
Because it may come in later.
Correct.
Perfect. I think that's covered everything to do with emails.
Good.